Hi everyone, my name is Allie Karagosian, and right here with me I have my friend Roland.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about this new device that I made called the Ready-Made Garden Aid, which assists in tabletop gardening, which can be good for individuals in skilled nursing facilities and other like environments. So I'm going to go through a little bit about what this is, and I'm going to talk to Roland about his impairment and how it might affect his gardening. So the first thing I did was for the Ready-Made Garden Aid, I bought this cupcake pan. It's a modified cupcake pan. I got it from Home Goods. Do you ever go to Home Goods?
I used to.
I love Home Goods. So what I did was this was $10.99. That was the most expensive part of this project. And then I got other projects from Aco Hardware, and these products were very cheap, under $1, and it'll help me to put together the device that will help Roland live a more meaningful life at Sunrise Assisted Living Center, because he's indicated he loves gardening. Okay, so the first thing I did was get this pan. So I'm going to use this pan to build up the handles, and then I'm going to put neon tape around the outsides of each of these pots so that it can help someone with a visual impairment. Roland, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What makes it hard for you to garden?
Well, my arthritis affects it quite a bit now. I used to garden a lot with my wife before she passed, and she used to take the lead on most of it. I would kind of be more of a helper. But after she passed, I still get a lot of meaning from the activity. And before my arthritis really set in, I just enjoyed being in the garden. But now it makes it harder to use my gardening utensils, and even just the placement of plants just more difficult now.
What about placing plants makes it difficult for you to use? Sometimes is it hard for you to keep track of where you put certain things? I know that's kind of a problem for me sometimes.
Yes, sometimes that is. But other times, just like the guiding, just kind of like placing it, just things that you normally wouldn't think would be an issue normally, now all of a sudden pose problems.
Very, very understandable. Okay, so while we were talking to Roland here, I put neon tape on the outside of one of these little pots. So the pots were actually the cupcake holders, but in this case, they serve as the terracotta pot kind of thing that would be going on if you were planting with regular pots. So, Roland, do you think that a neon color around the rim of the pot would help you be able to see it better, since you've indicated that it's hard for you to see sometimes?
Definitely.
Okay, so that's a good thing. So the next thing we're going to do is I got this pipe insulation from Aco Hardware. I got it for $1.94 plus tax. So that's pretty good, don't you think?
Very reasonable.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about 12 inches off of this pipe in order to build up the handles on the sides of the Ready-Made Garden Aid. So what this piping does is it splits in half, and I'm going to place it on the sides. I'm going to cut another little bit too. Place it on the other side after I split it in half. Like that. Okay, before I tape it on, Roland, will you try to pick this up with both of your hands to see if it's easier for you to pick up?
Yes, it really is.
Okay, I'm really glad that works for you. The intent for that was based upon his arthritis, where he can't bend his joints as easily. The built-up handles will make it easier for him to pick it up. And then also, Roland, I was thinking that this could be good for someone with rheumatoid arthritis like you, to be able to have the comfort of sitting in a chair, a comfortable environment, instead of bending down in the garden. Do you find that bending down in the garden makes it uncomfortable for you?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Well, hopefully this works out. How do you feel about tabletop gardening?
I think it's fairly new for me, but when things like arthritis come upon you. I guess you just have to learn to adapt.
All right. Very good to hear, Roland. I'm glad that you're so enthusiastic about this opportunity.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap the handles right around here to make it easier for Roland to be able to see the handles, and just to kind of reinforce, because the last thing we'd want to do is have a full 6 cups and drop it. What do you plan on planting, Roland?
A lot of different things, probably. Really enjoy herbs and of all sorts, and along with classic tomatoes and cucumbers, peppers, of course.
Awesome.
But well, I'll need several of these for all of that. But
all right. Okay, Roland. So unfortunately, I don't have a shovel here, so I went into the kitchen, found a measuring cup. We're going to be using that to scoop out the different soil and the seeds. So we're going to cut the piping to build up the handle on the makeshift shovel. Okay. And then do you think it would be a good idea to reinforce it with the duct tape?
I don't think it would hurt.
Okay. So, Roland. Okay, here it is. So, I have not finished this device, but I have finished another one. So, lucky for us, we're going to have 2 to provide everyone here at Sunrise. Okay, so this is what a finished gardening adaptation ready-made garden aid looks like. What do you think?
It looks great.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I have both of our tools here. I'm going to get the soil. I have some seeds. I have both sunflowers and morning glories. And Roland and I are going to plant a couple plants together. And you know what I heard about morning glories is that if you plant sunflowers and morning glories together, the morning glories can climb up the sunflower stems. So that's really awesome. What do you think?
I agree. It's awesome.
Okay, so ready?
Yes.
Go ahead and take a scoop out of this.
All right.
Do you feel comfortable sitting?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Which one should I put it in?
Whichever one you'd like.
Go with the middle.
Okay. Okay, Roland, that was awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to open this pack for you. I'm going to pour it into your hand. You ready? Okay.
Just put them
Go ahead
all
and
in.
put them all in. And then we're going to take the handle of this and go down like that.
Pack it down.
Pack it down. And then put a little bit more in. Okay. Let's do one more. Do you think you could do one more?
I think definitely. Hope I can. Let's go with this one.
Okay.
Oops.
Ready? Put your hand out. Okay. Want to pack it down maybe?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I think that looks great.
Okay.
Feels great.
What do you think? What was your favorite part of this activity?
Well, just the usual gardening, being in touch with just planting some seeds.
Okay, awesome. And so what we'd do is typically at Sunrise here, we'd have a couple of residents all sitting at one table, maybe 4 residents, and they'd each have their own individual ready-made garden aids. And they could all do it together and maybe help each other. So thank you so much, Roland, for coming to help.
Oh, anytime.
And we will see you later.
go.
Yay. All right, so that was my friend Roland. We had a great time today working on the Ready-Made Garden Aid, and it seemed like he really enjoyed it. So I kind of wanted to make a comment that also individuals who have dementia or Alzheimer's, which I do not think Roland's experiencing, but this could be helpful for those individuals as well, because everything would be in one area, and it would eliminate the confusion of having to get up and down when you're gardening. All your tools would be on your table. And then also the socialization, as I mentioned before, could be very helpful, because it could have the residents who may remember certain parts of the gardening process help others that may not remember certain parts, and vice versa. And then the visual impairment, as we explained before, and also it could help with arthritis. So I'm hopeful that you will possibly use this in the future with geriatric patients. However, it also could be used with pediatric patients as well, or older adults who enjoy gardening. Thank you very much.